Anyways. Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are back at the 135, and this is part 2 of Can Farmer Phil Fix It? So we're going to get stuck into it, show you what I've done, but before I go too much further, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell which is beside the subscribe button so you get notified of my videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. And yeah, also this video is sponsored by N39 Tractor Parts and Accessories. We've got the alternator conversion kit, which of some bits there the alternator's on, and that's we got for the 135. There's a huge range of parts, especially for the vintage and classic tractors, so it's well worth checking out, and there'll be a link in the description down below to the alternator conversion kit that I have. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to get into it. So I done a bit off camera yesterday. I done about half an hour's work. I got the alternator fitted, and I also done some more ripping. So just to show you what I done, I got my alternator put on, and what I done was with me bracket that was the bit there. Now yes, it can still slide in, but I have it tightened as tight as I could get it, so it could be an issue, but it is doing its job now. It's keeping the alternator shoved out. I had to cut the end off it, and yeah, that's really all I done, was just cut the end off it because it had been twisted to work with the alternator that was on it with the downward bracket and all that crack. If you're this is your first time seeing this video, go back and check out the first video to see how we go on. But anyways, I got that fitted. I also had to put in 2 short washers there just to kind of line up the belt a little bit better. It was a little bit too far back, so two extra washers in there brought it forward enough, I think. I have the same fan belt on, which yeah, maybe it's not the best, but I have it sitting fairly tight. I also ordered a new fan belt, new water jackets, or the pipes, new water pipes. The whole is one of the things I really do like about N39 is I can go buy the set. So instead of having to buy individual pipes or buy a length of pipe and the cut, you can buy the set. So it's all them water pipes I need, also all the clips I need, and I also bought the full filter kit for servicing it, so they'll be coming hopefully next week. Also, just on that, because N39 is a UK business and I'm in Ireland, and yes, Brexit did happen and there is tariffs, but all them tariffs are taken off in the checkout, so there is no hidden charges. Of all them bits, I did buy some other bits too for the 135. I'm trying to remember. But anyways, what else I done? I took out the battery, so the battery's off. I fixed my window, got it sitting properly, and I also done a little bit of ripping in the cab. So I attempted to take out the steering wheel. The steering wheel wasn't coming out. Now I think it's just take the nut off and the steering wheel should pop out, but it's a bit seized. And also I doused it in WD-40 or releasing fluid to maybe help it along. I took out the bottom piece there so I can kind of get in at my electrics in there now. So today's big job is the rewiring of it. The alternator's fitted now, so it's just a matter of putting in my new ignition, new dash light, and then putting in all my wiring. And as you can see there, I have duct tape, I have wires going nowhere, I have a lot of stuff to take out. So what I'm hoping what should work is I have the option of trying to replace as I go. So can you see me? Just about. So I have my new wiring loom here, which is everything I need is on that, and I also have what comes with it is the wiring diagram, so you can see there where everything should go. So I have 2 options. I can either start putting this on and take off as I go, or I take everything off the steer and then put this on. Now I am debating which is the best. I think the most logical way is to put this on and take off as you go, so that in case you have an issue where you can kind of see, well, this wire goes there anyway, so that must mean that goes there, and that kind of thing. Or I just go rip everything off and then put this on and hope that the wiring diagram is sufficient enough for me to figure out what to do. So I'm in half a mind which is the best option. I think I'll start with the alternator, put on the starter, and then start going in and doing that. But I might just, before I go with that, I go, well, I have my ignition, put in my new ignition key. So put this in, and also put in my new dash light. That dash light is actually a heck of a lot bigger than what's in mine at the minute. It's this flashlight, or maybe it's yeah, but then maybe this is for that hole there. So that actually fits a lot better in that hole there than that hole there. Yeah, I know that was always the dash light anyways. That was working. There's nothing to say the ignition switch on it doesn't work, but I'm just going to put everything in new, put up on the shelf. But yeah, that'll fit in there anyways. Yeah, I'll put in my new ignition, put in the new dash light, and then we'll start wiring. I think that's my best plan of attack. But that's what's to be done today. This is probably the trickiest bit for me, is figuring this all out. And I probably could do some little cable ties just to leave it tidy too. So yeah, anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll see how we get on. So it has taken me quite literally 40 minutes to take out the old wiring loom. Now I did start, I know I said I wasn't going to, but I took out the old start or ignition switch. Around the door, probably take the doors off would be probably handier. That's it there. The key was seized in it, though I would have liked to keep that key because it has a Massey symbol on it, but however, stole the ignition switch. To get that out, started taking wires off, and I started taking all the wires off, and I was like, oh, I'll just keep going, I get all the wires off. Why do I still have wires here? Sometimes I just don't know. Now I'm pretty sure that is bringing power up to here, because we used to have work lights. Well, there still is the work lights on it, two in the front, one in the back, and they were operated off these switches here. So that's probably power supply going up to that. That's going across the back, so it's probably going into that unit over there. So I might try and tidy that up before I go putting in. But this is what has stumped me now. So I'm just trying to figure out. So I was pulling the loom back this way. I have this here. So I have, you can't really see it. It's just in there behind the air filter. It's in the block. Now that, I'm just completely stumped as to what that's for. It'd make you think it's some kind of oil pressure thing, but the oil pressure gauge is on this here. Nothing got to do with it. The wires that were kind of part of this were going to damp meter. Completely has me through as to what that is. The diagram for this doesn't say anything about that, but there is this safety start switch, power out the starter, power in, and that covered kind of looks like that, but I'm totally lost. There's the mess of wires here, and that's one end of that wire. It went into these here, which went into the starter, yeah, into the ignition, because these were going into the amp, and then the other end of it was on the starter. So yeah, it kind of has me stumped. I probably am going to have to ask Father Phil about that one, but maybe it's whatever this is to do with this safety start switch. Yeah, maybe. Oh yes, safety start switch. Yes, that starts to make sense now. That would probably have something to do with this, because you have high-low start, has to start in the middle. That's the safety start switch. Yes, that makes sense now. Yes, I get it. That is to do with this. So because you have high, low, and neutral is also start, so it has to be in start for that to work, and that's the safety. Yes. I figured it out now. So yeah, I started off filming confused, and now I have it figured. So yeah, that's actually not too bad. I'm going to take that door off. I'm going to take my eye out with it soon. Oh, easy peasy. So I just finished ripping last of them wires off. So just want to open this up and see what goes where. So you kind of lay it out with what the diagram says and then figure out where it goes. I think that's the plan now. So this is my ignition stuff. This is my fuel gauge stuff, and that's my main art. That's the safety start, which I just have to take off that boot on that. Starting to make some sense. I think no, it's 11:30 now, so I think I know where everything is going. A little bit confused when it comes to this and this, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of looking online tonight and just figure out where's that supposed to be, where's this supposed to be. Should be able to just stick this all on it. So I'll go pick it up again tomorrow night. But yeah, no, that's all the wiring ripped. I have a fair idea. Quite happy with myself that I figured out what that was. Anyways, we'll pick it up again tomorrow night. So now it is the next night and it's time to go put this wiring loom in. So I actually have a battery on charge over there. So hopefully it has enough charge till we see. So what we're going to do now is, I've also been thinking about what I was going to do with my safety start, because I have spade plugs here and my safety start in there is just on like a bridge connector, so just strip the wire, shove it in, screw it on, not just a nice spade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip these two wires back here and leave it that I can just join them to the spades on that to see that that actually works. If that works, then I'll go through the bother of stripping these two wires in there and joining them, because that may need to be changed. You see, I won't know till I get it all wired up. Also, when it comes to the dash light, I'm going to put everything in. Well, I put the next ignition in right, but I leave the dash lights to one side till I see exactly which one does, and then I'll make the decision, because this will fit into where the dash light should go there, or I can put a big washer and I'll put it there. But as I've already said, I do have this light here, so I assume I might actually, we have a full lighting kit for the 165 or the Massey 50. I might just go see, maybe that goes inside the thing that fits onto that. See, that's what I'm not sure. And then this is the charging light, and if that is the case, that that's just the charging light, I think I will strip off the light on this one here, and then actually I won't have to do any stripping, I don't think. Just put spade connectors on, and once that bulb is still working, just pop it back in what was originally there, as that's just that little bit easier done. So we're going to get stuck into it now. So my first port of call is to strip back them wires, and then we start joining everything up. And that is my heater plugged in there too. So yeah, I think I've done a bit of looking online and that. I think I have it. I think I know how I'm going. Now I have to get this put in underneath the battery box. So is it easier pull this through or pull this through? Ah, no idea. So that was quite interesting, as the dogs were barking. Liv got me without the check. Found a hedgehog. Dogs were bothering a hedgehog all rolled up in a ball. Liv will insert the picture there. I should have brought the camera. Didn't bring it with me, so I just have an Instagram picture. But yeah, so we picked it up and it was out a bit of a garden below the shed, and so we brought it off down the bottoms to one of the hedges where the dogs weren't going to annoy her, don't know, and let him go, and hopefully we won't see him again. Kept him well away from the roads, but I have a bit of a soft spot for hedgehogs. But anyways, yeah, so that was that. But anyways, we get back to what I should be doing. And this is my new wiring loom. So there's that safety switch. There's my earth wire. So now, just a matter of connecting all this up. I also have to put back on that. To that. Now, wiring diagram. Here. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. Turn up a little bit. We have this wire here. These go between big fitting alternator power out, main power to terminal. So that's going on to that, and that's going on to the big fitting. That's his charge warning lamp. Confused? These two. Powered loom, trip for solenoid. So then this goes on one of these big ones. And this goes on to this little one. Big one brings the charge back for the battery. Little one then is to say that it's charging. So that's them wires. There's nothing else to go on this here, so we'll put back on the nut. This is for the heater plug, which is there. So might just go get myself a little bolt and pop it onto that. This is for the fuel sender for the tank. This here. So up here I have a spade plug. There's also an earth attached to it. Where's that split in the loom? That split's there. So if I brought that up, and the pipes that go up to the tank, that must go into that beside it. So we'll get everything in place, and once I see everything is working, then I'll start thinking about cable tying. So that's the heater plug. So then I have my little wires in here, which I don't know how much, don't think you can see a whole lot now, to be honest. So can I pull these through a bit? Yeah, I can. No, I have a blue and a red, and I have a blue and a red, I'm pretty sure, on these. So even though it doesn't actually matter, because all it's doing is seeing that the power transfers through the switch that sees that it's out of gear. Now I have to reattach my earth wire, little bio here, which is not simple. So I'll get the earth wire attached, and then we'll go into the cab and we'll get the ignition wired, and we'll get that done, and we'll get our battery, and we'll see, will she start? Fingers crossed she starts. So now we're at this crucial part now of trying to figure out what goes where next. So I have fuel gauge wires here. Went at the fuel gauge and it's completely rotten. So I'm not gonna bother. But I have a new one that we bought for the Massey 50. So I have it wired in, except for the power. I'm going to see loose now to see is the fuel tank sender working. If fuel tank sender is working, then I can work on popping this one in proper. But if the fuel tank sender is not working, I need to get a fuel tank sender. So there's not much point going much further with that. So it's basically just to see is the fuel tank sender working. If it is, then we can pop this in. So now we move on to getting all this figured out and wiring it into a new ignition. So I had a look online for what ignition, so it's just labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's no 1, 2, 3, 4 in that. Don't you love it when you just cannot for the life of you figure it out? That one is power feed off key switch to light switch. Power feed off key switch to light switch. Power feed to safety starter switch. So assuming that has to go through that to get to that, maybe that one goes there. Power feed to charge light. Charge warning lamp. Power to fuel gauge is that one. Yeah, I think I get it now. So that means the fuel gauge gets power through this. That would make sense. Right. I'm not going to put that in because I could have that wrong. So I know that's off because I have that pulled out. So everything else. Right. I'm going to get my battery put in and we're going to twist the key and see what happens. But I am very skeptical at the minute. I'm not putting anything together because I could have lights wrong. Most likely have. Luckily for me, the battery that I'm putting in this time is a nice bit smaller than the battery that was in it. So now, battery is connected. How do I turn my switch? I'm afraid I'll see sparks now or something. Oh, we have light. We have light. Make sure it's out of gear. Safety start is in middle. That's in. A little bit of throttle. We may have some. We may have something now. This is exciting. No. No. It's the fun with trying to figure out what did I do wrong. So just testing my fuel gauge. So I just earth it again. Man, really? There's no efficient way of me being able to show you. And then touch my power off my thing. And it's coming up, it's just rising the needle to empty. I don't know, can you see it? It's literally just touching it, so I know the fuel gauge is working obviously. But it's not reading what's in the tank. So what does that mean? Fuel sender needs to be sorted. So yeah, there's no point putting in a new fuel gauge. Not like a new fuel sender putting it. So now what I've done now is, assuming that my safety start switch is gone, and that's why I didn't have power going to the starter. So I've joined the two ends of the safety start switch, so there's no safety in it, but that's in neutral. That's in neutral. So let's see what happens now. I did do it. Should have cleared all my spanners off. I got starting. Yes! I just done that by myself. This feeling of accomplishment now is just, oh, I got working. Yes! So that means I know what was wrong, why I didn't start the first time. So safety switch, because I just joined these two wires here. So my safety switch in there is gone, so I have to get a new one ordered of EirCode, which is grand. It means I can do my spade connectors together. And that just saved me having to strip wires, join them up, and then realise that that wasn't working. So that just saved me a little bit, because the safety start that comes with from EirCode has the spade plug connectors, because I was looking at, because I was suspicious as to that might have been why. Oh my god, oh, it's just, it feels so good. It just, oh, I can't. I'm just going to clear everything off this. And what I see is my charge light going off then. So I know I need a new fuel sender, so I need to replace that. So I just take all these bits off. I'm going to have fun trying to figure out where I put everything to put everything back. That is one little downside. Because, yeah, barrels. The reason I don't like barrels is because the barrels always end up getting used as like a portable bench. I'd far sooner a portable bench, something to try and keep an eye out for. But yeah, that's why I hate barrels, because barrels get full of stuff, and then because we're always in and out of the workshop and there's never much time for tidying up after yourself, they always end up being full. So yeah, that's it. Just start her again and see, does the charge light go out? So I'm not going to do too much with it, because obviously there's no water pump isn't on it, so I'm not going to start driving around the place. But just to see that start, so that is the light. So then I twist this. Oh, hell if I put that in. Charge light goes out. So that means I want to change that back for the one that's there. Happy days. Oh, beautiful. Also, my oil pressure gauge is working. You can see there, oil pressure is good. Oil pressure is good. I know I didn't get much done really, did I? I just got it started. So I'm going to disconnect the battery just to be sure. But yeah, I got going. Now I did have, when I had the heater plug connected, I did have a bit of smoke coming out of there, so the heater plug could be gone as well. So you see, it's how far do I go, because this is my dilemma now. It is the 20-something of April. I kind of took this in to do a little bit where just for content was one thing. The other thing was we could really do with a tractor on the finger bar more. Maybe if I can afford to get myself some bit of a topper, but we could really do with getting some top, and rushes have started to come up down the bottom, so we need to get on top of that, and I want to get going for that. Now I have the tractor starting. When I get me pipes from my water pump, I'll have that sorted and filters and get that oil changed. Like, do I keep going, putting in my fuel sender, get the fuel gauge working? Do I go and put in my safety start? I can work without it, but do I go put in the safety start, which I suppose it is a safety feature, so there might be no harm in doing that. But it's just how far do I go and how much time and effort do I put into it, when the next thing I need to get into the workshop is the 3690. Not so much the 3690, but bring back the grass harrow, because the 3690 and the grass harrow are on the one shed and the one farm, so I need to get them brought back, because the grass harrow needs to get fixed, and I have some reseeding to get done, and I have red clover to get sown, and I need to get the grass harrow fixed to be able to do that. And another thing as well that requires the grass harrow, which all needs to get done within the next 2 weeks. I have kind of 2 weeks to get that done. So how much more time can I afford to invest in this without delaying the grass harrow too much? I suppose, yeah, this is a question. You can leave it in the comments down below. Do I say, right, that's it for this tractor, just put it back together, have it running, have it tick in the box, get it out, get it to work, do it next winter maybe when I have a bit more time, get the other yoke in and get into it, get started at it, because it needs to get done. It's just time is something we're all short on, the issue. So what do you think? What should I do? So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. We have the 135 is now starting. I feel like a mechanic now in the bare basics. I feel like now that I've figured that out, I could tackle putting in the wiring onto the 1200, because it is literally just the next step on into the next generation. It is bigger, but I can't imagine it'd be much more difficult if I had the wiring loom and a few bits and bobs. But yeah, I'm very impressed with myself. So yeah, what do you think I should do? And I may do a follow-up video, just putting it back together. I may not. Yeah, we'll see how we go, but I'm going to leave it at for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. I got it running. Yes, that is it from me. Good luck.